Hey, what's up, GERO 200? So this is going to be the first lecture for week 4, and we're going to be going over more financial aspects. We're going to look at, the economics of what's going on in this world where we have this shifting balance of so many old people, where's the caregiving? Okay, well, there's my caregiving dog over there. How about this one right here? Hey, Desi, come here. Come here. Is he going to be good to me? Are you going to watch over me when I get older, buddy? Oh, buddy. Look at Lucy. Lucy's over there in the background. She doesn't really care a whole lot. She's looking out the window. There they go. All right. They're actually safeguarding my house. All right. So, what's going on in week 4? Well, I think what we need to do is just go right straight to the syllabus. Okay. And again, there's a bunch of stuff in the syllabus that is neither here nor there. A lot of the stuff that is just all the rules and regulations, everything we need to know about the class. We want to come down here and look at our week. Okay, we're going to look at our modules that are based on where we're at in the course. Okay, so we did 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm doing this lecture ahead of time because we're actually flying out of town tomorrow, first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday. Today would be June 6th. I'll be June 7th. Hey, today's my son's birthday. He's 33, 33, 23. And anyways, yeah, so we're flying out. We're going to be visiting a Professor Michael Wall at Memorial Universities in St. John's, Newfoundland in Canada, and he has a great documentary series that I think is going to be going on Netflix about wellness and blue zones. So he's going to interview us. So that's what we're doing. All right, we're jet setters. What does that mean right here? Week 1 you did, week 2 we set the stage, okay, about global aging and which countries are far in advance of this scenario and which ones are not really ready. Everybody's living longer in a lot of different countries. Fertility rates going down, okay, and so the balance is shifting to more aged dependents, older in our country, older American dependents, and fewer young age dependents, okay. Alrighty. So week 3 we did mental health and caregiving, and now we are here in week 4, and we're going to do these 2 modules, 9 and 10, economic and the social implications. Okay, so what is going to happen when we have so many retirees? What's happening socially. I'll talk about when we talk about the economics. How do we keep businesses running if we don't have young people? And we have needs. We have huge needs because so many more older people are in need of service. So you can think about the economic ramification, okay? And then we're going to talk about how we're stacking up here in the 10th module of week 4. And it's kind of shock and awe stuff. And I'll make that lecture when we're up in St. John's, okay? The beauty of getting a job where you can be a digital nomad, so to speak, and that's exactly what I am. So, alrighty, very cool. So that's what that's all about. Let's go back here, the home page, okay? Get my picture out of the way here. And so this time I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find the section we did caregiving, and this is it, the economic and social implications, okay? Again, keep your eyes on the midterm. I'll go back to that later. When you do this, okay, it's up to you, but some students like to open up the quiz. So you can have this open up in a second window in your existing browser, or you can open up 2 browsers, okay? And so let's just get right to it. And then we're going to go over the discussion that is completely relevant to this economics of aging. The discussion is really, really good this time around. So what do we got here, okay, in terms of economics? We got healthcare costs, okay, and we look at Medicare, okay. How is the government going to pay for this, okay? Social services. We saw last time that the United States is really not good about that in terms of social support. We don't put any money into it, so the burden is on your shoulders as a caregiver, okay? We have this changing workforce, okay? We're going to talk a lot about this right now. So many people have no retirement, okay? So they're going to have to figure out how to work into their 70s and even 80s. I know that's not you guys, but there's such a huge chunk of America that is that way, okay? And consumer spending, okay? So the fact is we still spend quite a money, okay, as we get older. We need services, we need to We contribute to the economy that way, but we're not making any money, okay? Because we're retiring if we're lucky, and that's all the kind of social impact stuff. All right. So that's what that's all about. Let's just go straight into it. My lecture's going in right here, so let's go into this assignment. Okay, all right. So we are going to start with this 2014 article. It was a really good article. It's a lot of review, but it kind of lays things out. This is from Science Magazine, Sarah Harper. We're looking at the economic and social implications of aging societies. Okay, not just here in the States either, globally. Okay, all righty. So and then we're going to talk about the financing aspects in the ninth assignment when we get into that, or module 9. Okay, so let's just go straight into this guy. All right. All right, here we go. Boom. Awesome. Okay, so I like to scroll with my little scroll bar here. So we see the title. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, there are some big things. Okay, in terms of economics and social functioning in our country and countries all around the world. Okay, um, we need to be able to sustain spending on pensions and healthcare. Okay, these is a big outgoing part of our. Remember, we talked about how it's like your bank account, your annual bank account is your gross domestic product. How much money are you making as a country? And then, woo, it's all going out this way. Okay, alrighty. It says right here. Okay, we look at this pension. Okay, and we look at healthcare, and it accounts for about 40% of all spending in advanced economies, especially in countries like France, in Italy, in Portugal. Okay, and we also saw it in the Nordic countries. How do they deal with it? Okay, taxation. Taxation. For us, we spend less, and we're capitalistic, so it's kind of on us. Alrighty. All right. So, this was really brought into focus too during the recession that happened. Okay, because so many of the markets tanked. So it affected not only us individually on our capitalistic version in terms of, how am I going to pay for my services and needs if I'm retired, but also, it impacted the governments. And so the governments took a big financial hit then. The governments invest. Okay, what do you think? So, alrighty. So this is all review, okay, right here, and everything you already know, we can look at it right here. So this is 2010, the age distribution. Again, this is in millions down here, and we're looking at, and this is, again, this is looking globally right here, okay, so it's world population, and we see that the distribution is like a pyramid, okay, not so many older people, more women than men, and that's a general trend, okay. A lot of working age right in here, okay? And then we look down here in 2050, and what do you see right there, okay? We see that it's really, really fattening up here in the older ages, okay? Um, and so the balance is shifting. And so why is this happening? What are the drivers to this transition where we have a lot more older people compared to the younger people, okay? First of all, we've talked about it, especially you look at me, and Julie, we were poor, we couldn't afford children, so we waited, all right? We had 2 kids, okay? I met Julie when she was 20. We didn't have our first child until she was almost 33, okay? So we were together for 4 years, and then we were married for 8.5 years, okay? And that was our drill, okay? You guys are under the same kind of decision making that's going on. It's like, I want to make it in this world, I want to have kids, da, da, da. So you have this falling fertility, and this is globally because it's tough out there, okay? You need money to survive, and so you make these kind of decisions, okay? So they look at all the different countries across the world right here, and they're questioning what's going on with fertility, okay? And so there's that part, okay? Back in the day, we didn't have things like contraception or birth control, okay? We do now, okay? And so, back in the day, if you look at humanity, sexual activity meant procreation, meant you had kids, okay? But in modern times, okay, it's now an individual preference, which is huge for both men and women, okay? That changes the landscape, okay? Um, so we see as a result, more women in the workforce saying no to marriage, no to kids, okay? So fewer potential mothers, okay? And we see this decline in the size of each generation as shown right there, okay? What's the second driver of this shift in the balance that we see right here, going from this to this, okay? We've talked about this. What does science and medicine get us? Get us? It gets us through those tight spots and we don't die. I'm an example of that. Okay, I was, your age. I was traveling all throughout Mexico for 2 years. I got typhoid fever. Medicine kept me from dying. Okay, I came back here and I was put into LA County General Hospital, believe it or not, infusing me with all this stuff. Okay, to get the typhoid out of me. Super antibiotics. Okay, I've had, God, so many orthopedic surgeries, it's mind blowing. Okay, back surgery, 3 knee surgeries, then a knee replacement, shoulder surgery. Okay, so again, if we didn't have that, I'd be dead. Okay, so falling mortality, and why is that? It's because we have innovation. We have more knowledge about diet. We have more knowledge uh, about medicine and medical interventions that keeps us going. All right. So we live healthier. Today was a classic example for me, and I'm 68. Just get back from Costa Rica. I was surfing down there. I went surfing today again. Why not? That's why I'm wearing this crappy T-shirt. My hair is a mess. Got a little sunscreen in my nose. And I may even go surfing up in Canada. We'll see. Okay. Here, I'll show you what's going on right here. I think I have it kind of dialed in, but I could be wrong. Okay. Yeah, here it is right there. So there's me right there. Um, and this is in Nosara, Costa Rica. I'm the only guy out right there. So Julie was sitting by the poolside. She snapped this picture. I went around the back here behind the green rock. It was humongous, okay? Only me, okay? And that's how you keep it going, my friends. Okay, awesome. All right, let's go back to where we were at. I'm losing focus with my ADHD, okay? So falling mortality, okay? People are living to 100. That's why I just went to Costa Rica, okay? Looking at even in really, really poor countries. Costa Rica is a developing country, okay? It doesn't have the infrastructure, but exercise and diet, and that was why we went down there to watch that. And people are catching on, all right? So there's more actually centenarians male centenarians in Costa Rica than anywhere in the world, all right? In that region of Nicoya. All right. So, what are the implications? Okay. This really affects labor markets. Okay. Affects how we spend. Okay. I know I'm going to live longer. I'm going to take a big chunk of my money. I'm not going to spend it right now. I'm going to invest it so that when I'm 85, most likely I'm going to be around. My dad lived till he was 87, in spite of smoking cigarettes his whole life and really not exercising and eating crap. And then my mom lived till she was 95, So there's a good chance I'm going to be around for life. So I'm changing my consumption patterns. I'm spending less, okay? And the labor markets are going to have to support me as I live longer, okay? So these are all the big implications, okay? With us living longer, we can look at the social interactions, okay? Meaning you guys are going to have to consider hanging out there, you guys kids, and helping me, okay? That's a big social support part, all right? All right, so what are we going to look at? Okay, the capacity of individual households to make the relative adjustments. That's what I've done. I I have not only my 401k, but I have other tax deferred accounts that I'm investing in all the time, making this adjustment. And we're going to talk about that, okay? Um, then we got to look at institutionally how our government's going to make adjustments, okay? Now, a big problem is that since we have more needs, equal consumption, but we don't have the labor market to support the needs, okay? Or, you just form a business and you're looking for employees and there's no kids around. I'm exaggerating, but that's the reality, okay? The skilled work is maybe not around, all right? So we have persistent below replacement level fertility, okay? We saw this in the population, increasing longevity, and the interaction of two, okay? And so a big thing that we see right here, and it's talked about quite a bit, is that, and I'm highlighting both, but when you have this reduced fertility, it has significant economic impact. Labor markets, you can't find workers to do the job, okay? We have long-term care that we talked about before. Okay, sorry. That's costly. How are we going to do that? Okay. Um, and so we have this big demographic deficit in the labor market. It's a global concern. Okay. Um, and so we see that, I'm older, but my productive capacity is going to vary over my life course. I can't work the kind of hours that I did when I was younger. I'm 68 years old. Am I gone? No. Okay. But that's an issue when you guys are formulating a business. Okay, you're going to have to realize, okay, if I start tapping into older Americans, maybe I'll use their wisdom to get things going. But there could be a significant issue in terms of being able to keep your business going. Okay, so these are all these economic effects. Okay, I'm just kind of scrolling around here and I'm not finding something right now. So, anyways, okay. So what is the solution? Okay, all right. So we see this deficit. Okay, older people they can't work as much. Okay, so they're not driving the economy; they're consumers. Okay, and then we have fewer younger people. Okay, and so how do you address this demographic deficit? Okay, well, you address this by um, um, creating policies that are going to make it better to have kids. So there are a number of countries around the world, Nordic countries, they'll give you 20 grand straight up if you have kids. All right. So we're trying to incentivize this. They're going to have government supported child care services. Okay. This is what you got to do. Okay. Um, what else do we need to do? We need to increase immigration. All right. So whether it's selective or whatever it is, we need to bring in skilled workers to keep our economy going. Okay, and that's what this is all about right here. Okay, um, and then people have to work longer. That I know you don't want to hear that, but that's your future. You're going to have to work so much longer. It is what it is. Okay, sadly. Okay, and that's the only way we're going to keep things going. So you know why do you need to work longer? Healthcare costs are soaring. Okay, so we have this health and social care challenge. Not only the care for for going to the doctor, et cetera, but when you get older, maybe your kids are, you're living here in California, but your kids have moved to Montana. You got to pay for somebody to come help you out. Okay. So what do we need to do? We need to postpone frailty and disability. And that's me as best I can, even though I keep just hammering my body because I'm an athlete. I have to keep going, keep going, keep going. All right. Because I don't want to be a dependent who really needs somebody to come do all the activities of daily living, like shopping and house cleaning and stuff like that. Okay, alrighty. So we see this life expectancy. Okay, um, we see life expectancy at birth. Okay, it's dark blue. And you see there's a deficit here between healthy life expectancy. You're always going to have these years right here where you're not healthy. Okay, and of course, the higher the income, the better off you are. We see that right here. Okay, rich people get better things. All right. So we got to address this. Okay, we're gonna do this by delaying life transitions. I'm gonna work longer. Okay, changing family structures. We're gonna have multi-generational housing that will provide the support. Okay, and you're gonna have to sit down. It's almost like a contract. You're gonna have to sit down with your parents and say, okay, let me in. I got to know about everything that's going on in terms of financing of this household. Is multi-generation housing an option? On and on and on and on. Okay, awesome. Okay, so that again, there's me surfing. All right, cool. And let's go on to this. Now I've lost something excruciatingly painful, but I'll get. Hopefully, this is going to be all good. So let's look at an example. So today is what is this? June 6th. You see, I'm wearing this same silly, crappy surfing T-shirt. It's all threadbare in the neck right there. Who's this guy? This is Vitaly. Okay, he came over to my house to fix my oven today because it stopped working from Caesar's Appliance here in South Orange County. Who is Vitaly? Vitaly immigrated here from the Ukraine in 2016. Okay, he is an immigrant who drives the economy. Okay, Caesar's Appliance has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger by hiring people like Vitaly because they couldn't find, born in America labor. All right. So what is today's date? June 6th, 2024. All right. So that's just a small example. All right. All right, down here, now we have some real life stories about the economics of aging, okay? So this is a really great NPR article, okay? We always have the link, as we see right here, and then you can also download the PDF if you can't find the link working for you. So let's go right into it. That's a picture of one of the workers in this article. All righty, very cool. All right, so this is Bob Orozco. He's actually working at the YMCA here. This is a 2019 article, okay? And Bob's 89 years old here, okay? So now he's got 5 more years. Hopefully he's still working at the YMCA. He's not gonna quit because it gives him vitality. It gives him a certain amount of income that he can add on to his Social Security. So it makes his life that much better. You know, you need to have purpose. You need to have purpose to avoid disability, and that's what Bob's all about. Okay, so he explains this everything in here. Okay, um, this is, you know, there is some description of some kind of the dire aspects. Okay, we see that a majority of retirees, we're going to educate you on when you're doing a job hunt to find out about a 401k. Is it matching? Why this is important for your future? Okay, um, and um, and there were some problems. Okay, a recent survey has shown that 50% of older Americans are dipping into their retirement savings instead of saving it for their own caregiving to pay for their children to go to college, to pay for it, because you guys are being delayed. It takes so much more education than it used to get a competitive job. Okay, and we see right here the median savings, okay, of baby boomers is $150,000. That's everything. That's the value of the house. That's whatever money you have in your bank accounts, and then let's say your retirement funds, like an individual retirement account or 401k. Okay, that's the median. Okay, there's so many more people that have a big zero. It's unbelievable. And that's what, as a society, you're going to be saddled with. Okay. Alrighty. So this is a description of Bob and what he's doing and why he loves working. Okay. He didn't retire. He would be bored. Okay. He is driven to keep going. Okay. And there's most workers say, people over the age of 65 say they don't want to retire. Okay, they want to stay vital. Okay, some people though, as we're going to see later on in the discussion, have to work. They can't retire. Okay, alrighty. We can go over here to the next example. So Bob's pretty set up. How about 65-year-old Kylie Cohen? She's living only on Social Security. You know, she's had 2 children, single divorced mother. Okay, just scraping by using Social Security and food stamps. Okay, she's lucky in that she is able to live at a government subsidized senior facility. It's called the Long Beach Senior Arts Colony right here, and you can check that out. It's affordable housing. Okay. Um, but that being said, you know, you look at her economics, okay? So 75% of her monthly income from Social Security is spent on rent at this place, leaving behind only $245 every month for everything else. Tragic. Veronica Bryant, okay? Neighbor, okay? She's the same drill, same situation, okay? Um, and they both struggle. So read through this about them. Luckily, they have this subsidized housing. Okay, and then you have somebody like this, people that get to retire with purpose. Okay, because they worked hard, they got a great job, and now they get to live the fruits of that hard work. Okay, the benefits of that kind of hard work, and that's Carrie Eagles here. There she is, right there. What was her drill? Okay, she was a teacher in the public school system, so she has a pension. Okay, guaranteed income stream that is pretty nice. Okay, so as a result, the heat is off her. Okay, and she's able to do a lot of volunteer work. Pretty cool article explaining the whole 9 yards. Alrighty, guys. So that's the drill on that right there. So that's your reading. And so what we're going to do now is I'm going to go back to this module here. And what you're going to need to do then is you're going to come down here to the discussion. So hopefully this is all relevant to you. I hope you enjoying this class, the information, get your wheels spinning, okay? In this discussion then, we're going to explain the impact. We saw successful aging in terms of the person's employment, but then how do people age based on their employment? What is the long-term prospects for these people? So this is your discussion. Look at a low-paying job. You know, what are they? Are they stressed out? Of course they are. Okay, so you're going to be discussing this. Definitely watch the last video. Okay, it talks about all these videos are very relevant. This is about how stressful it is to be older and not being able to find a job. Okay, this was done during the recession. Okay, 2009. Um, it talks about the biology of aging, okay, how it accelerates the different physiological aspects of aging that make you vulnerable to disease. This is the struggle these people had getting a job. And then this is a relatively new video that is a must-see. 2018, it was produced. It was a a lot of the feature of this Academy Award winning film called Nomadland, and it talks about just, we're not even aware of it. Huge segments of America where these people live in their cars and live in their vans and live in really beat up old RVs, and they're nomads. They just go from campsite to campsite hoping to find work so that they can survive, so they can just eat and live. All right, so it's an amazing video, so definitely watch that, okay? So that's what the discussion's all about here, guys. You guys are thinking about this, okay? Thinking about the economics. You're going to come in and plan to just your general impression, okay? Awesome. Okay, so let me just get up here to this. And then what I'm having trouble with here is I knew this was going to happen, but let's see here. All right, and I'm going to hit, there it is, stop, I found it, okay? So peace, guys. Next time I see you, I think I'm gonna be up in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada.